Hi friends, now I am going to explain about advantages of NoSQL databases. We have many advantages in NoSQL. That's why most of the organizations they are migrating from RDBMS to NoSQL databases. I will see the advantages of NoSQL. Flexible data handling and schemaless and manage dynamic growth, high performance, high availability, and horizontal scaling. These are the advantages of NoSQL. We'll see detailedly one by one. Flexible data handling. NoSQL databases can handle structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data. In RDBMS, we can handle only structured data only. We cannot handle semi-structured and unstructured data. Why? We are defining the schema. Within the schema, we'll create the tables. Within the table, we are storing the data in the form of rows. So that is structured format only. Structured format, that's tabular format only. So we cannot store semi-structured and unstructured data. So tomorrow I want to add 10 fields. So we cannot add dynamically. Again, we have to add one more field with the data type. Then we can able to add the data. But NoSQL databases can handle structured, semi-structured, and unstructured data also. So that is what the main advantage of NoSQL database. So we can store the data in any format. Schemaless. NoSQL databases are schemaless databases and are not defined for a strict data structure. NoSQL databases, we are not defining any schema. So that is the reason we are calling the schemaless databases. No need to define the schema. That is the reason we can store the semi-structured and unstructured data also. But in RDBMS, we are defining the schema and also we are storing the data in the form of tabular format only. No need to build schemas before applications are built. In RDBMS, if we are going to build any application, we have to define the schema backend side. But in NoSQL, no need to define any schema before applications are built. So that is one more advantage in NoSQL. Manage dynamic growth. NoSQL databases can grow dynamically as the data grows rapidly based on the requirements and changes. Day to day transactions are happening, changes are happening, then obviously the database will grow terabytes and petabytes also. If the database is growing terabytes and petabytes, then obviously performance will go slow down in RDBMS. But in NoSQL, even though if the database is growing terabytes and petabytes also, there will be no performance issue. That is what the main advantage of NoSQL database. High performance and high availability for semi-structured and unstructured data. NoSQL databases provide an efficient, effective, faster performance in comparison with RDBMS. In RDBMS, the performance will slow down if the database size is growing. But in NoSQL databases, the performance will not reduce. It will give the same performance. And high availability. In RDBMS also we have this feature, high availability. Whenever we are configuring the replication, the changes happening on one node that will be replicating to other node. If one node goes down, the other node will be available. In NoSQL databases also, we can configure the replication. So if the changes are happening on one node, that will be automatically replicating to other nodes. If any one of the node is down due to some reasons, disk failure or data center, if there is any issue, then other node will be automatically available for the application. That is what the main advantage of high availability. And also, whenever one of the node is not available, then automatically fail over to other node. So auto fail over feature is also is there in NoSQL databases. Horizontal scaling. By adding servers dynamically, NoSQL databases are scaled horizontally. Unlike the ODBMS, those are scaled vertically. In ODBMS, databases are vertical scalable. If the database size is growing, then we can add the disks as well as RAM and CPU vertical only. In VMs, what we'll do, we can extend the disk online, and also RAM and CPU also will add it. That is vertical scalable only. But in NoSQL, if tomorrow system resources, disk and CPU and RAM is not sufficient, then we can add one more machine. So then the the data will spread across the nodes, as well as we can get the more system resources. This is what the advantage of horizontal scalable. So we can add the disk as well as RAM and CPU vertically also, and also horizontally we can add one more machine also. This is what the main advantage in NoSQL, and the data will be spread across the nodes within the cluster. That means partitioning only. Actually, in ODBMS, table partitioning is there, but in NoSQL databases, sharding concept is there. So the data will be spread across the nodes. For each node, again, we are configuring the replication. If one node goes down, still the applications can accessible the data from other nodes. Can scale horizontally with the technique of sharding and replication. Actually, in NoSQL, whenever they are implementing sharding, for those nodes, they will configure the replication also. If one node goes down, then other node will be available. Highly suitable for cloud computing services in managing and handling virtual servers. Those are allocated fast on demand to expand horizontally. This horizontal scaling feature in cloud computing services, they are using this. Actually, in cloud, what will happen? Any one of the customer will come and they will ask they need some VMs. Then how they will give the VMs? They will add the physical systems in their network data center. They will create the VMs and they are providing to the customers. These cloud providers, Google and Amazon and Azure, IBM, they are providing the VMs. They are adding the missions horizontally. So horizontal scalable feature in cloud environment, they are using this concept. So these are the main advantages of NoSQL databases. Flexible data handling, we can store any format of data, and schemaless, we are not defining any schema. That's why we are calling the schemaless databases. Manage the dynamic growth, so the data can grow in the terabytes and petabytes also. There is no performance. It will give the high performance and high availability. If one node goes down, the other node will be available, and also auto failover feature is there. And horizontal scalable, so we can add the systems, and also will configure for each node replication. So if one node goes down, the other node will be available, and also the data will not be we will not keep on any one of the system. We'll keep the data on multiple systems. That is what sharding feature. Disadvantages of NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases are not a single database. Instead, they are a set of the databases. In RDBMS, we are creating the database. Within the database, we are defining multiple schemas. But here in NoSQL, we can create the multiple databases. ACID transactions are not supported by some of the NoSQL databases. Few NoSQL databases lacks reliability. Actually, all ODBMS databases are supporting ACID transactions, atomicity, consistency, and durability. But NoSQL databases, few NoSQL databases are not supporting ACID transactions, but MongoDB supports transactions from MongoDB 4.0 onwards. So whoever wanted to migrate ODBMS to NoSQL databases, then they can go MongoDB. Why? In MongoDB, we have flexible data handling and schemaless, and dynamically they can able to handle the data, and high performance, high availability feature is there, and also auto failover and horizontal scalable. So these are the main advantages of MongoDB. That is the reason most of the organizations nowadays they are migrating from ODBMS to NoSQL MongoDB database. That is the reason MongoDB is very popular nowadays. That's what many organizations they wanted to use MongoDB for their applications. That's all. Please subscribe, share. Thank you very much for watching my videos.